Okay, we're doing this one kind of quick and dirty. Google has changed some elements of their Google ads for video ads, and so I'm just going to do a video ad here for a property that I have so we can all see it. So I'm at Google Ads. This is the video that I'm going to want to promote for our area. I'm going to sign in. Okay, we're going to choose our account, and you can see we're in here. I am going to go to my campaigns, and you can see I've got a few campaigns here. I've got a retargeting campaign, got my listing video views, and I've got my clicks. We're running only click listing ads right now because I'm only interested in actually driving people to our webpage. I've ran both of them, and I find that we do better with the leads on the clicks. I mean, I know that seems to make perfect sense, right? That if you're running more traffic to your website, you're going to get better leads. But it wasn't that easy because we used to run the listing videos on views, and we would get a lot of brand recognition because the difference between the two, the cost per view is dramatic. Like if I go, let me expand the timeline here, I don't know, for a year, and you'll see what I mean. So if I expand this out, so now we have some data to look at, right? So in both cases, I have views and views. They're pretty similar, even though it's been shut off. 32,000 views, 31,000 views, 1.5 cents per view, 8.9 cents per view, right? But 72 clicks versus 6,000 clicks. So I could drive 8 times more traffic for the same price, or pretty close, not quite. We'll go 6 times more traffic. And because we're in an area that only has a trading area of about 100,000 people, our town itself has about 50,000 people, I could saturate my market with views, which meant that from a branding standpoint, everybody was hearing us, like everybody. And we were getting leads just on that brand recognition. If Tara walked through a park, she would get people stopping her going, "Hey, are you Tara Lyons?" Like kids were stopping her going, "Hey, are you Tara Lyons?" And people were constantly saying, "Hey, I hear you on YouTube all the time," that sort of stuff. So we were generating quite a bit of business that way. So this year I'm running mainly click ads because when I switched over to click ads, we're getting more leads through the website. So what I have to do this year, and it's more of a full year experiment, is gauge whether we actually get more business from YouTube running the clicks or more business running the views. Now I could run both, there's no doubt about it, and maybe we would get even more, but the idea is to try and figure out which one we like better and which ones are better leads to close too, to do it. So I'm measuring this year just so you know the clicks are generating more business. The rate that we're going will probably do twice as much business as we did last year from YouTube running these ads. So I'm liking the clicks better, just so you know, even though the cost difference is there. And so you can see, off of 6,000 clicks, my cost per click is like dramatically less, like way, way less. And you can see like the budget on it. To get the same amount of views, the budget was $500 versus $2,800. Moving on, we're going to my listing clicks group, and from here I'm running a new ad. So we click into the ad set, and you can see I've got my properties running here. So we're just going to do a new one. So I do it this way because all the settings remain the same. I don't have to make a lot of changes. So I'm going to paste in the URL from my video, which I grabbed earlier, right? It was this video right here. And boom, I've got it. So now I want to send to my final URL, which I'm sending to the listing page, actually, which I find best. So in that case, we're going to go to, and then we're going to go to our listing, and then I'm going to find the listing itself. We have a lot of listings going on right now. And there it is. So then I'm just going to take that URL and I'm going to paste it in here. I'm not going to worry about a display URL. I've tested most of these call to actions, and I find that the best one is learn more. And then the headline, I'm going to go to ChatGPT. In my Curiosity Gap Creator, I take my video transcript, I paste it in, and we got my YouTube titles, yep, my YouTube description. These are all done, but it gives me the rest of the information, my captions, my Facebook posts, my video ad stuff. So I'll put my headline in, go with that. The ... implies there's something else to look at. Their long headline is 90 characters. That one we can put in full size and description. It can be 90 characters, which doesn't give me a lot of room. I have to take this here and cut it down. See what we got. So You should toss more in. I'm not going to do it for this video because it would make the video really long, but you can do multiple tests and then Google will run the best combination of them more often as it tests the video longer and longer, or the ad more often. So then I'm going to name it the property to make my life easy, and then I'm going to leave auto generate based on the banner. So I can see what this is going to look like, right? So I go from the curb. Oh, I don't really like that, right? So we're going to go back and say, give me 5 headlines less than, I go 25 characters because sometimes it doesn't count right. There we go. I like this. This one's pretty nice. Daryl Waddy did a not your average sort of thing a little while ago. It was pretty cool. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, go check him out. Do I like another one I can test here? What's below the deck? Inside a big surprise. I like that. We're using curiosity gap to get just a slightly better response. Always hidden gem. No, this reno changes all. That's interesting because nobody sees the property if they do not click on the ad. So now we can see what it looks like. Inside a big surprise. I like that better. We can see what it looks like coming in the feed. Much better. From the curb, it looks like any other bungalow, but the inside ... I really like this. Yeah, this is better. There's a twist. Yeah, so much better. Let's take that and save this ad. Okay, so I'm going to show you more details about it because so many of the settings are already set for this group, so I don't need to change a whole lot of things, right? So what we want to do is go back and look at the ad groups so you can see them and look. So listing ads, I've named it, and so these are some things that they've added, which is this optimized targeting. Optimized targeting helps you get more conversions within your budget. Google may find people beyond your selected audience. So this is a challenge because you'll see when we go look at the campaign, I have geographical area picked, but I don't necessarily want to be moving people outside my selected audience. But with that said, if the goal is clicks, and it's using AI to optimize, what I've always found is their optimization slowly works better, but sometimes takes a little bit of time. So it depends on how long you're going to run the ad. If you're going to run the ad for a short period of time, like a week, then I like to not use optimized targeting. If I'm going to run the ad for long periods of time, like the ad group for a long period of time, then I do like optimized targeting. So this is why I choose whether I'm putting listings clicks or listing views, why I create ad groups around the behavior that I want. Because if I create it around the behavior I want, not the targeting I necessarily want, then I can optimize targeting using AI because I'm going to be running multiple ads across a similar behavior. And so so the answer to this is yes. Right? And so then let's look at campaign settings. And so in campaign settings, the goal is drive conversions. You have to set up your Google Analytics to be able, and Webmaster Tools to be able to track your clicks and to see whether you get conversions, or you say that a click is a conversion. You can do that as well. All right. Marketing objective is website traffic. So in this case, a conversion is a click. My budget on it is only $10 a day. Now that is $10 a day for all the ads I'm running. So sometimes I do need to increase this, like if we're running a lot of ads, because that means if I've got 5 ads going on and I'm doing $10 a day, I'm only running $2 a day for each ad. For a larger center, you need a larger budget. But for our center, I don't need that big of a budget, especially when I'm running YouTube ads in such a tight geographical area, because my cost per ad and my cost per view, well, you saw my cost per view is only 1.5 cents. My cost per click, my click ads running, my cost per view is 8 cents. I can get a lot of views for a little bit amount of money. So anyway, this is my cost. My start date is when I started it. You can see I started this last year, right? But I'm not a full year on my test yet, so I'm still running my clicks, and then my end date is none. But when I get to about September, August, I should say July, August, then I'll probably reevaluate and see how we did. I'm running it on all networks. So the reason why I'm not running it on Google TV, but I'm running it on the display network, and I'm running it on YouTube. You'd be surprised how many people watch YouTube on television. We get a lot of that, but I'm still not running Google TV. And then video partners I run because we can do retargeting better. Let's see, and it seems to be relevant most of the time. I run all languages. Belleville I'm running, so you can see I'm running these locations. So I'm running Belleville, I'm running Madoc, I'm running Prince Edward County, and I'm running Quinte West for our areas. And then my bid strategy is maximum conversion. And so that's the simple setup. Goals, outbound clicks, like I told you. So if they click it, then it's considered a conversion. I track my actual conversion through a spreadsheet. Device eligibility, I want it on computers, mobile, tablet, and TV screens. So this was an interesting one. I had tested TV screens a while ago, taking them off, not thinking people scanned, but they introduced the QR codes on the side, so it became really easy for people to visit the property from the video, and as a result, it became much more relevant. So I tossed TV back on. Impressions, capping. I don't want ads from this campaign to show up more than 3 times a day, even if they're different properties. My goal is not just to have the ad show up to the same people all of the time, so I'm capping the impressions per day. No third-party measurement, and voice enhancement is turned off because we already do our work with the voice when we do the video, so I don't want it doing any other weird things. And that's it for setting it up. If you set up those campaigns, you should do fine, especially if you're in an area similar to the Belleville area where our overall trading area is around 100,000 people. That's removing kids and stuff, so because they're not buying homes. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I'll get this video out, and hopefully that answers some questions for some people.